Today, we are going to test your English comprehension. I am going to tell you a story at a natural speed, and you will practice your listening comprehension and vocabulary. After the story, I will ask you a few questions. Don't worry if you don't understand everything the first time. Please repeat the story as many times as you need to fully understand the conversation. Ready? Last month, I decided to visit one of my friends in another city for the weekend. I hadn't seen him in almost a year, so I was really excited about the trip. I woke up early on Saturday morning, packed a small bag, grabbed a coffee, and headed to the train station. Everything was going perfectly fine at first. The weather was nice, I had my headphones, and I was in a really good mood. But then things started going wrong. When I arrived at the station, I noticed that it was much busier than usual. There were people everywhere. Some people were running, others were standing in long lines, and everyone looked stressed. I checked the big screen to find my train number, but I couldn't see it anywhere. At first, I thought maybe I was looking at the wrong screen, so I checked again. Still nothing. Then I took out my phone and looked at my ticket. That's when I realized something terrible. I had booked my train for Friday, not Saturday. I just stood there in silence for a few seconds thinking, "You've got to be kidding me." I couldn't believe it. I'm usually a very organized person, so making a mistake like that felt embarrassing. And honestly, I was a little angry with myself. For a moment, I considered just going back home. But then I thought, no, I already came all the way here. Let me at least see if there's another train. So I walked over to the customer service desk and explained the situation to the woman working there. Thankfully, she was really kind about it. She smiled and said, "Don't worry, this happens more often than you think." That immediately made me feel better. She checked the system and told me there was another train leaving in about 2 hours. The bad news was that I would have to pay a small fee to change my ticket. At that point, I didn't really care. I was just relieved that I could still make the trip. So I bought the new ticket and suddenly had 2 free hours to kill at the train station. At first, I thought it would be boring, but honestly, it turned into one of the most relaxing mornings I had in a long time. I found a small bakery near the station and ordered a warm croissant and another coffee. Then I sat by the window and just watched people outside. There was a little kid trying to feed birds, even though his mother kept telling him to stop. There was a businessman loudly talking on the phone about some meeting. And there was an older couple sitting quietly together sharing a newspaper. I don't know why, but moments like that always make me slow down and appreciate life a little more. Usually, I'm always rushing somewhere or thinking about the next thing I need to do. But that morning, I couldn't do anything except wait. And surprisingly, it was nice. Eventually, it was time to board the train. This time, I checked the ticket about 5 times before getting on. The train ride was smooth and peaceful. I listened to music, looked out the window, and even fell asleep for about 20 minutes. When I finally arrived, my friend was waiting for me outside the station. The first thing he said was, "You look tired." And I laughed and said, "You have no idea." Later that night, we went out for dinner and talked for hours. We caught up on work, relationships, travel, and all the random things that happened during the past year. And honestly, by the end of the weekend, I realized something important. Sometimes the stressful moments we try to avoid become the stories we laugh about later. Missing my original train felt like a disaster in the moment, but now it's actually one of my favorite travel memories. Did you understand most of the story? If not, don't worry. Replay the video and listen again. Now, I will move on to the questions. Please leave your answers in the comments. Question 1. What mistake did I make with my ticket? Question 2. How did the worker at the customer service desk respond? Question 3. What did I do while waiting for my next train? Question 4. What lesson did I learn at the end of the story? I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you next time.